Now I want to look at adding some pictures or some images to my report canvas. To add any images, I'm going to go to the Home tab in my ribbon, and here, actually insert, and there's my image button. When I click the image button, I'm able to then go to where I've got a number of pictures. And I want to bring in all of these maps. I could just start with, say, Europe, and then go open, and that brings in my Europe map. I'm going to go back and I'm going to actually grab Africa, America, Asia. Now notice I can't hold the control key or the shift key and choose a number of images before you ask me. So a little bit painful, but I've got to bring in Africa, and then I've got to go to image and bring in Americas, go to image and bring in Asia, go to image and bring in the last one, which is Oceania. So there's 5 pictures I want to bring in. Now when I click on Europe, I can see the frame around the outside of this picture is larger than the picture itself. So I'm just going to bring this frame in, but I don't want to bring it in too far, otherwise I will make my picture smaller. So it's a delicate line there. That's where I want to bring it in. And I'm just going to put it about there. Next picture I want to deal with is Asia. And so I'm going to bring that over to here. Again, I'm going to resize it, and I am making it smaller so that it sort of fits with Europe, but I do need to bring this down. So you do have to resize and position your pictures a little bit with your iometer to begin with, and then we'll look at being more specific shortly. That's Asia. Africa, resize, oops, bring that in a bit and pop that there. Next one I want to bring in is Oceania, and so bring that up and then resize the corner. All right, and notice these red sort of lines, they're super helpful. That tells me I'm aligned to the top of the 2 pictures before it, and I'm aligned through the center of the 3 pictures before it. Now I'm aligned to the bottom, so it's quite handy for lining things up. And then the last one is the Americas. Again, this is excessively oversized, so I'm just going to make it tighten up around the picture, and I'm going to bring it in. All right, so they're roughly in place now. If I do want to get a bit specific about the size of the picture, I might decide, okay, I like Europe as a basis. So I'll go to Europe. I might then go to search, and I want to search for the height. And it tells me the height is 150. And if I search for the width, it's 185. So I might set the height of all of these. I'm just dragging around them to select all of them. And I'll set the height to 150 for all of them. And then I'll set the width to 185. I'm just retyping it in for all of them. So it's showing me 150 and 185 because the first one I've got selected is Europe. But what I'm doing is by selecting all of them and setting the width and the height to the same values, they're now all the same height and the same width. I can also drag around them and align them. So if I go to Format, there's this Align button, and I can align them to the top or to the bottom or through the middle. I'm going to go for the top, and you can see them just jump up a little bit. So now they're all lined up to the top. But I now need to make them equidistant. The gap between some of these pictures differs between the gap between other pairs of pictures. So I'm going to go back to Align, and I'm going to distribute horizontally. And distribute horizontally will take the first picture and the last picture, and the gap between, it'll evenly distribute all the pictures between that gap. So distribute horizontally. And so now they're all equidistant and all aligned up to the top. So you can align your pictures, so you can align your pictures, distribute your pictures, you can resize them manually, or you can resize them using the format options to get them just right. I want to bring in some more pictures. I have another 4 pictures I'd like to bring in. So I go to Insert, I go to Image. I know I can't hold the Control key and bring them all in, so I'll double click this one. Image, double click this one. Image, double click this one. And Image, double click this one. Okay, so the world population, let's move you out of the way. I want it to sit about there. And I'm just again going to tighten the little frame up so it's not so tall. The population density is the next picture, so I pop that there, and again resize the little frame without resizing the picture. And then I would like median age. Bring this frame right in. It's too excessive. And I may have to work that out. I'm just going to do it manually for now. And then life expectancy. Let's bring this in and then resize it up and then move that. Now I can't quite get it in there. Okay, so I'm going to lasso, didn't get them all, lasso again. And I'm using my up arrow. Up arrow is great for just nudging things up. So I'm just nudging that up towards the title. That gives me a little bit more room here then for moving these up. And that is really just going to have to be resized down a bit. Okay, so I'm going to have to decide on a height and a width. I'm going to click this picture and I'm going to resize it, that I'm happy with. Then I'm going to go into height, find out what that height is. It's 128. Value must be less than or equal to 128. So less than or equal to 128. So I'm going to go 128. That's fine. And in fact, I'll lasso these three. I'd hold the control key or the shift key actually and choose those three. Be easier than lassoing. And I'll go to height and I'm going to set the height to 128. So they're all at 128. Height 128. And the width, I'm going to set that to 150. Okay, I didn't have that selected, so width, yeah, it's 168, should be 150. So decide on a height and a width you're happy with. Move your buttons. I can select all of them and also distribute them vertically. So let me just select all 4 of these. I can go to Format, Align, and Distribute Vertically. And so they're now equidistant vertically. But I do actually want to get that up closer. That up closer. So it can be a bit of a fiddle. There. Now I want to save my file. So we've got our save button in the top corner here. I just hit save and that just saves all the work that I've done so far as my images and my text go.